Hey, what is going on, guys? Edward here, back with another video. Thank you so much for being here again. And on today's episode, we're going to do a recap pretty much for this whole week, which was kind of, again, another sort of slow. And I mean slow is because price has been just, it got me out on break even a couple of times. Price was disrespectful, very, like acting very stupid during New York session, and actually we had a couple of opportunities but during London session this time. And I actually hate it because I don't trade normally during London session. I mainly trade New York, but as you can see, this actually happened today. These two formations on Nasdaq and S&P, by the way, just to let you know, I did not take these trades. I just, as soon as I woke up, I was actually seeing that this formation just happened while I was asleep, and it was beautiful. Let me actually break down both of them, starting with Nasdaq right here on the left side. We see that this is London session. Let me just to identify right here so you can see clear, right? This range, this is an indicator called Asian range. Okay, so I'm just marking up just so you can see where Asian session is, right? That range. So London, we see that London session actually swept the Asian highs. It took liquidity right there. And look at this nice little move right here. After this sweep, price had a displacement, nice clean displacement to the downside. It took three candles actually, right? Two, as a matter of fact, to break at least right here and to validate the order block. The market structure shift came a little later with that candle right there, right? So we in total three candles. Now look at what we have. We have this fair value gap on top of the order block, plus we also have a breaker right here. So if you have a breaker overlapping a fair value gap, what is that? A unicorn, right? So nice, beautiful unicorn. The entry would have been at the order block right here, or if you wanted to take the fair value gap, that's fine. Stop loss above, using the Fibonacci, right, to mark up the high to the low right here, to use the projection, the standard deviation projection, at least between 2 and 2.5. Look at that beautiful, clean move. A lot of volume right there. We had during London, and then New York session started. And this is when I actually hopped in with the VIP. As I mentioned, I don't trade London. I was feeling kind of jealous that I did not that did not happen during New York. Right here, you see S&P 500 doing kind of a similar move. This time, showing that SMT divergence. By the way, let me pull back Nasdaq here. You see this divergence from this high, to this high. We're creating lower high, and S&P was actually creating a higher high. So we had a sweep to the upside. Look at that. So that last sweep, we had a big displacement to the downside, validating our order block, validating our breaker block, validating our fair value gap. Again, we have another unicorn. So both Nasdaq and S&P today, they're in London. They were on fire. I wish this would happen every week or every day, just like just this fast. Like if you look at Nasdaq, it took a little while, right? A bit more time for it to drop. But S&P 500, it went after that fair value gap was created, price tapped into it, and then boom, big melt, right? I wish it would be like this every day. Sadly, is not. That's the reality. And I was feeling kind of jealous because this happened in London. So, anyways, let me break down now my buy today. And that was actually why. Let me show you here. So first, of course, now when New York session is opening, how do I know? Right, it's the hour, right? 8 a.m. New York session. Plus, this gray zones that I'm using right here. This is another indicator called time zone, right? So I'm just marking it up so you can see that I'm actually trading during New York, the morning session. I don't trade the afternoon session, so just the morning session on New York session. So, anyways, we're sweeping the daily low. Plus, this is also an liquidity from 2 days ago. another from Asian session as well. We just swept that, and after that sweep, we go to 1 minute, and let me break it down here. ICT, I know, might be saying, what the hell is this guy doing right here? Yeah, I kind of combined this thing today. I was watching, after that daily low, I just kind of wanted to see if we were going to have that reversal. Price was sweeping lows all the time, just going down, just kept dropping and dropping. And then I saw this actual move right here, broke that, tapping into the order block right there. You see that displacement, that last sweep, press displace to the upside, tap into the order block, and I decided to actually take my chances on that one. Price from there actually broke the reversal, because this is actually a reversal flag. It has nothing to do, by the way, with ICT. As I mentioned, if ICT see this, it's gonna be like, what the hell is this guy doing? So anyways, I hop into that, and I was actually targeting a little higher, since I was below. This is midnight, by the way, midnight open. And by the time I was looking for the buy, 8:30 right here. This is 8:30 in the morning. So 8:30 opens, and I'm trying to look for some sell side liquidity being taken below 8:30, so I can try to go and look for the buy. So I just wait for that. The price actually sweeps liquidity. We are below 8:30 and below midnight, so it means we are deep into discount. So I'm looking for that setup, for that formation. So I did have the formation. Price was trying to come back up. I do have my order block. There is no fair value gap. Probably a little breaker right there, but there was no fair value gap in this move on the 1 minute time frame. So I took it anyways, and I was targeting a little higher. And let me bring the screen up here so you can see. There are a couple of things. Yeah, I was actually aiming a little higher. This one. I was actually aiming close to that midnight open, but I decided to close it. I said, you know what? Fuck it. I am closing right away. So this would be where pretty much I was actually closing. So somewhere there, right there. I kind of wanted to aim a little higher, as I mentioned, but I was more than satisfied with my TP right there in that area. So now after that, I was still looking for another position, and I did get in. I actually did get in here. I went too fast, but I actually did get in here on a sale this time. But then I realized what was happening, and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to close this thing. I don't trust what the market is actually doing, but we did have that displacement to the downside. All right, let me show you here. Where was my? This was my entry, kind of aggressive. Price was pushing up, and it changed the state of delivery. I spotted this on a 2 minute time frame. So when price was coming back up, because it did came back up, look at how choppy it was. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna close it, and I did close actually on break even. Like I did not made any money or lose any money with this particular trade. And this was the actual journal. If you can see, for this week, has been very slow. Like this entire week, I've been just pain to watch. Like literally just the lowest uh, profits, or the lowest lot size that I could use this week. That's what I've been doing. As you can actually see here, that was the trade. That was pretty much the last one. This is my break-even trade. This one was that one right there that I decided to close it. But this is pretty much, tracking right there. So, anyways, that was it on Nasdaq and S&P. S&P 500, as I mentioned, did that similar move. Now, as I mentioned, this entire week we've been having actually a lot of reports, a lot of news. Jerome Powell was also speaking today. So yeah, we had pretty choppy markets. However, we did indeed have some days where prices skyrocket because of the news that we had. Okay, so just going back up in here and just marking up from the 18th to the 22nd. Right, this were the news. We had FOMC this day at 2 p.m. We actually had a big ass push right here, right? And now price is creating record highs again. So Nasdaq did sweep to the upside. We did have that buy side. I was expecting today for price to kind of go lower, right? To take this low. Why? Because we swept recent liquidity, right? We swept this in this week right here. The size of this week is telling me that we might actually be looking for a reversal. Even though it's a bullish candle and we did actually displace above, I was more into bearish today. Anyways, this is how the day has closed. You see? So what's happening? We did sweep, we did tap into the fair value gap, okay, this daily fair value gap. If we go lower time frame, I don't know what you think, but I think we might go bearish again, probably a little bit more this week, maybe around this lows. We might actually be looking to this place, seeing that recent divergence. You see right here that displacement to the downside. We do have a fair value gap right here. Let me go back on the 1 hour. So this is actually a 1 hour fair value, all the way up there, you see. So we do have a change in state of delivery. Price is pushing back up. We have SMT divergence as well. If I open back up here, S&P, you can see that Nasdaq swept this high right there with this move. S&P 500 is not, it did not sweep that. It was more bearish. Look, you see that big drop, and you see that also at the bottom we were also having another divergence now. See how different they are going right now? We have that drop on Nasdaq and this drop on S&P. You see that S&P actually swept that low, ended up the day sweeping that low. Nasdaq did not sweep this low. So let's see what's going to happen now. I think probably Nasdaq is going to continue towards this low on Monday, probably. Or due to the new divergence that we also have at the bottom, maybe we might push up from there. So I want to watch closely the two of them. To be honest, I would like to see price dropping more instead of pushing up just yet. But on Nasdaq, we recently, right here, we recently came out from this nice liquidity right here. We had a fair value gap, nice reaction. You see that this fair value gap got respected for a long time. Finally, price boom, popping and creating, breaking a new record high. So, I mean, what I'm looking for is that it's not a big crash. I want to see is probably a deeper pullback to somewhere down at a 50% of this imbalance right here. So probably something like this before maybe pushing up. That's fine. We can use the actual Fibonacci to measure this move from the low to the high. And you see, I want the price to pull back towards a discount, because at the moment we are very extended, we are at premium. So for the long term, long run, I want price to pull back, okay, at least the 50% of this imbalance right here, and then probably from here starting to look for buys. That's what I want to see, to be honest. So can this divergence and what just happened, that rejection to the fair value gap right there, is this now going to bring the market down on Nasdaq? S&P already did it. Already did. After that divergence was showing, boom, look at that big displacement. Probably This was where it changes the state of delivery, or order block price came back up, tapped in, sweeping that high. Probably we had another divergence right there. Let's go to 5. No, no, there was not a divergence. It also swept that high. But that move broke, it went all the way down here. You see how fast that thing was? So it went taking this low. So now we're seeing the divergence at the bottom. That divergence at the bottom means that we might actually look for highs, on Monday. So, anyways, keeping an eye, guys. It's gonna be interesting this upcoming week. If you want to follow me on my free Telegram group, the link is in the description. Make sure to check it out. Also, my Discord. And if you're interested to know how I'm trading right now, make sure to watch. My last couple of videos on YouTube. I do have an ICT playlist. I'm gonna leave this in the top right corner right there. If you like SMC, Smart Money Concept, or ICT, I have kind of like free courses in there here on my YouTube channel. So make sure to check them out. Let me know what you think. If you like this type of content, please give it a big thumbs up. It motivates me to keep posting content for you guys, and it keeps me going. So thanks again, guys, for watching, and I will see you this Sunday in our next Sunday talk. So take it easy, guys. We'll see you then.